Why no contact is the best and first thing you must do right after a breakup. But hello, my name is 7K, and I wanted to make this video today because I know a lot of you are hurting, confused, don't know what to do. Someone that you love just broke up with you, or you feel like they abandoned you, and you might have even been caught completely off guard because most of the time breakups are not something that you see coming, and so it always feels like you're blindsided. But before we do anything, please make sure to subscribe, like, and share, because the content I'm going to be putting out is to help a lot of women and men who are just feeling stuck and trapped in so many aspects of their life. I am a relationship and manifestation coach, so let's get to it. So before we talk about how to get an ex to come back and why no contact, or the no contact rule as you guys might hear it on the internet, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, is such an important thing, and many coaches teach it very differently, but I'm going to give you the best way to do this because it worked for me 1,000,000% of times. So the first thing to understand is the mind of a person that has broken up with you, because a lot of you were caught off guard and you thought that this was an instant overnight decision. When a person is in a relationship with you and you guys share a certain amount of chemistry, compatibility, connection, then they start to actually make you a part of their future. They start to make you a part of their life plan. But over time, sometimes, and in many times, due to a variety and an array of reasons, attraction starts to dwindle. And typically when attraction falls under about 50% from 100% of a person that's super excited and into you, they start to really doubt the connection. They start to really doubt that you are the person for them. Their necessity to know if there's a better option for them starts to go up. And a lot of times when a person is starting to have these doubts, they even doubt that what they're assuming to be true, according to them, is not true. So you'll see them try harder, be more affectionate, more romantic. And this is why a lot of times being broken up with feels like you got completely caught off guard, because the person that you love was acting just fine. They were acting normal, and in some cases, they were doing more than the usual. So when a person breaks up with you, just know that this is not something that happened overnight. They've thought about this for days, weeks, months, sometimes even years. And by the time they break up with you, they just have fallen so low on the attraction pole that they just can't bear to be in their relationship anymore. They have to get out, and they have to know and want to know what more is out there for them. So the first phase that they go through once they break up with you is relief. Like, oh my God, I finally broke up with this person. I didn't want to keep dealing with this. And, you know, contrary to popular belief, when a person breaks up with you, it is very scary and painful, because they don't want to hurt you, because they do still love you, because they still care about you, but they just don't feel that you are the right person for them anymore. And again, it could be an array of reasons. So when they finally have the courage to just end it, believe me when I tell you that they are absolutely relieved that they got it over with. And so once they've actually broken up with you and they've gone through this relief part, the second phase that a dumper goes through is wanting to prove to themselves, wanting to prove to you, wanting to prove to their friends and family that they made the right decision in breaking up with you. Because a lot of times when they're in this phase where they're trying to decide what to do, they're going to a lot of people for advice. And if in reality, from the outside looking in, you were like this amazing person, a lot of people are going to tell them you're making a mistake. You know, she or he is a great person. They have a lot of great qualities. You guys have been together for X amount of time. And so they're contending with their decision against people that care about them and people whose decision they trust. So because they've done the breaking up, now it's time for them to prove to the world and all these people and themselves that they made the right decision. So, you know, they're going to start acting different. You might see them post things they've never done before. You know, they're going to start probably dating. They're going to start experimenting with different activities. They're going to seem extremely busy. They're going to have this explosive social life. You know, they're going to constantly be getting themselves into things because they need to sort of confirm that their suspicion of you not being enough, you not being right, them leaving you was the right thing to do. And sometimes they might even try to find a lot of negative things in you and flaws to further confirm that the breakup made sense. So if by any chance you are still texting and calling and pleading and they're growing angry with you and frustrated, it's because in this part of this phase of the breakup, they're trying to establish the breakup. They're trying to stay away from you. They're trying to confirm that the breakup made sense. And so if you're expressing all this needy energy and all this excessive communication and pleading and bargaining and, you know, showing up and stalking them or their social media, all you're doing is making the situation worse. So you got to stop. At this point, you just got to stop. You've got to give them the breakup. So we're going to get into the no contact in just a few moments, but again, I wanted to kind of drive you through the mind of a person that breaks up with you. So, you know, these guys, they're out partying, they're out living their best life according to them, they're meeting new people, and I hate to say this, but it's true, they're dating. They might even get themselves into a rebound relationship with someone that, you know, they think is a better option than you, you know. So around this time, something very weird starts to happen. They start to really get to a point, once they've gone through the partying, the dating, excessive sex, and all this other craziness, they start to question and doubt themselves. Because one thing about humans is that we love what's familiar, we love routine, and we are stuck on habits. And part of the habits and the routine is our relationship with our loved one. So when their world is going so different because you're not there anymore and they were the ones that chose for you to not be there anymore, towards the end of the second phase, and you know, this can take days, weeks, sometimes months before they start to notice your absence, you know, they start to sort of feel uncomfortable with the whole thing. Like they really start to question and doubt, did I really make the right decision? So while they're going through this phase, this is the best time for you to go in complete no contact. And let me tell you why. When a person breaks up with you, there is a sense of superiority. There is a sense of I'm better than you. There is a sense of they're not good enough for me. They start to really pay attention to all of the reasons and things that have convinced them as to why you no longer fit their future plans. And so, you know, when you are pleading and crying and excessive texting and showing up at their job, their home, your friends and family are calling, you're showing up at places where they are, this is exactly what they expect. Right? They don't expect anything less than. And no matter how annoyed they get, no matter how many times they threaten to call the cops on you because you showed up again, all these things are not surprising to them, but they don't want to really deal with that, you know. And this is why it takes so long before they finally break up with you, because that's exactly what they don't want to deal with, but that's exactly what they expect. So when you go into the no contact rule, there is no start and end date. Meaning that a lot of people and coaches will tell you the very day that someone breaks up with you, going no contact. I don't believe that. I believe that you've got to get your mourning out of the way as to the loss of the person you love in your relationship. You've got to get that anxiety, that built up pressure of having to say and talk and cry and plead. But you can only go but so far with this. At some point, reasonably speaking, you've got to take a step back and give them exactly what they asked for, and that's the breakup. And you've got to go radio silent, no contact. You do not call them. You do not text them. You do not email them. You do not send them letters with a pigeon. You do not have your friends, family reach out. You do not have your friends and family, you know, show up where they are and put eyes on them. And if they just so happen to be where you are, you keep walking. You don't say nothing. You keep it moving. See, because what you cannot do is continue to offer them this needy energy. It's not attractive. It's actually a turnoff. And when you cut that energy and you become silent, you're going to force this person who's your ex now into the third phase of their breakup, curiosity. Wait a minute. I mean, I know I told him or her that I don't want to be with her or with him. And I know I said that you're just not good enough for my future. Or maybe I kind of thought that they weren't, but I'm just trying to figure out why they're not calling me or texting me anymore. Like, who are they with? What are they getting into? Why are they not sweating me? Why are they not putting the pressure on me to come back to them? Maybe I'm the one that wasn't good enough. Did they ever really love me? Like all of a sudden, that's it? No more calls, no more texts. See what happens? You start to get their wheels spinning, because shortly before this phase, if you go into no contact and you completely stay silent and you're not over posting on social media, these dramatic, fictitious social life posts. I'm talking about no posting, no talking, no texting. All you're doing during this no contact period is leveling up, seeking out resources to heal, seeking out resources to make yourself a better version of anyone you've ever been in your past. Whether it's working on your weight, your health, your mindset, your brand, your body, going back to an academic program, developing new social lives, entertaining hobbies that you've got to go in no contact and go within. It's time to work on you. And a lot of people go into no contact just because they think, if I do it, that's going to make my ex come back. The problem is that when they do come back, because they will, you haven't worked on you. And everything that may have caused them to get turned off by you will happen again. You will even further be triggered, because now they've left you and you've added to the pile. So we want to keep them in a super sense of curiosity and wonder, why is this person who I left, who I'm better than, who I'm superior to, who I'm the celebrity and they're the fan, why they're not reaching out to me no more? What in the heavens is going on? And when you take them from that phase, you're going to bring them into the next phase of the breakup. And that is anxiety and the need to know. So if you have an ex and you absolutely 1,000,000,000% are sure you want them back, the best and first step is no contact. And please do not go with this crappy 31-day no. Because why would you want to go into no contact? Work on yourself. Put the energy, the effort, the commitment, the dedication to becoming a better version of you. Not for them, for you. And then on day 31, all of a sudden, you're just going to throw that away and reach out to a person who decided that you were no longer good enough for them. And hi, I'm back. It's day 31. Does that make sense to you? If that makes sense to you, please notate in the comment why you think that makes sense. Because from where I sit and from my experience, when I got my ex back and I went into no contact, the first reason I knew I had to is because I needed time away and space from that circumstance. I needed to redirect all that needy energy towards me. I needed to be better. I wanted to be a better woman. So I had to pull away and I had to refocus. And I'm telling you that within about 40 plus days, my ex was going crazy. He really was. And that's how I got him to come back. And it wasn't force. It's not manipulation. It's you giving them what they asked for. Because the fourth stage of this breakup is they're going to reach out to you. And no, most of the time, they're not going to just, hi, I miss you, I love you, I want you back. Yes, sometimes that happens. But a lot of times it'll be something real crazy. Like, hey, I left my sweater. I heard about your dog. Something ridiculous, right? But the point is that that's what you want. You want to give them time to figure out and see for themselves if what they thought was true. And here's the deal, as a sidebar. If you go into no contact, and you should, unequivocally no exception, and 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years has passed, and you have not heard from this person, I'm not saying that you shouldn't love them and want them back. All I'm saying to you is that, do you really want to be with a person that never cared to even reach out and see how you were doing? Because they know they hurt you. They may not have intended it, but they know they did. And so it doesn't go that way. I would say more than 90% of the time, the ex comes back and communicates with you within a couple of months or a few weeks. But this is based on you. So if you realistically put yourself in a situation when you go into no contact to work on yourself, your brain, your body, your brand, your happiness, your social life, all the things that are important to you, and you redirect the energy and cut the energy of neediness and desperation, they are going to come back. They're going to come back. I guarantee it. What I cannot guarantee is when, because everybody's personality type and experiences are different, but what you want to make sure of is that you understand why the no contact works. Do not do it just because you want someone to come back to you. Do it because it's time to work on you, reflect, acknowledge, grow, level up, And in the meantime, allow them to go through these phases where they ultimately reach the point where they have to know, they need to see you, they want to talk to you, they still love you. And by then, a lot of the things that were negative that, you know, depleted the attraction starts to go away, and attraction starts to grow. Because when a person shows confidence and they respect your space and they ask for your absence and you give it to them, the level of attraction and lust and desire starts to grow again. It's almost like you've started at the very beginning of your relationship. And so, you know, you kind of want to remember, who was I when we first met, and who was I when we broke up? And I'm not saying that all of it is your fault, but I'm saying that something was going on with you and them that reduced attraction. So go in no contact immediately. And if you've already gone through days, weeks, or months of being loud and pleading, it's okay. It's not too late. It really isn't. And if you've gone into no contact for a couple of days or weeks and reached out again, then start over. But you do not talk to them and reach out to them. You must leave it to them to reach out to you. Because you cannot help the person who left you to heal. You cannot reach out to the person that told you they wanted you gone. So go in no contact and stay in no contact until they reach out. And when they start talking, do not respond with desperation. Do not respond with an immediate conversation about the past or the relationship. Maintain your indifference, your confidence, and your self-respect and dignity, and allow them to do the work to earn you and your love back, and possibly your relationship back. If you need help with no contact or any relationship advice, I have my email in the description below. Please reach out or post your comments. Let me know what's going on with you through no contact. I am here for you guys. I want to see you love, win, and prosper. Love you so much. And until the next video, don't forget, subscribe, like, and share now. Mwah.